Welcome back down the tee on this March 2nd, 2011. Two pros in the hack. I'm Mike Rickard, head of the Hack Nation, across from Judd Gibb, former Iowa State standout, 5-time IPGA Player of the Year, 2-time teacher, the former UAB Blazer, an Iowa State coach, and now business entrepreneur. What's the website?
www.collegiateprepgolfacademy.com.
We're going to get all over that. We'll talk more about that next week. Of course, Hack Madness, you're on the tee, March to the Masters. It's Wednesday, March 16th. It's at Wellman's Pub on Ingersoll, right next to our Iowa Sports Connection World Headquarters, 2928. Callaway will be there to tee it up with golf giveaways, Des Moines Driving Range, drink specials, John Daly's, Arnold Palmer's. TCI will be in the clubhouse along with golf headquarters. It's Hack Madness, your March to the Masters, rounds of golf, lessons, just talk golf with our pros, and drink with our hacks. And now it's time to talk a little serious golf. The Golf Channel, Whit Watson, kind enough to join us. The problem is, boys, he's a Cornell grad. We're probably not going to be able to keep up with him. He just got done doing Golf Central, and he's kind enough to come on the tee this evening. How are you, Whit?
I'm doing great. I'm curious as to what a John Daly is. I know what an Arnold Palmer is, but can anybody tell me what a John Daly is? That's new to me.
That's a good question. I don't know either. I just didn't want to act really, like I was out of the loop.
John Daly has a little, what's this, wheat vodka, I think they call it. I can't think of the kind of...
I thought it'd have a Marlboro Light stuck in the bottom.
Right.
Anyway, it's like vodka. I think it's vodka and water with the special kind of water. But, we're going to have John Daly's. And then the Arnold Palmers will probably have a little rocket fuel in them. But it's going to be kind of a fun evening here. And we certainly appreciate you taking time. Watched you tonight as you prepare for the Honda. Just a stone's throw away from golf headquarters, corporate headquarters. And that's got to be pretty easy for you guys. Get to sleep in your own beds each night.
Well, it's great. I mean, the Florida swing, traditionally is kind of the harbinger of spring and the run up to the Masters, and so, it is a bit of a home game for us. It's a few hours south of where we are in Orlando. The real home game for Golf Channel is Bay Hill, obviously, which is literally down the street. But this is a fun time of year because a lot of guys are kind of coming out of hibernation right now. They're really cranking up their schedules to get ready for Augusta. A chance to play on Bermuda grass for a lot of them for the first time, and it's a great golf course. PGA National is a stiff test. It was one of the toughest on tour last year in relation to par among non-major venues. So this is a big week for us, and always a lot of fun down there in South Florida.
Well, we were talking earlier in the show about that golf course, but the other thing is having the Honda, sandwiched between the match play and then the event at Doral has done nothing but just help that field, hasn't it?
Oh, it's enormous. They've got 5 of the top 10 in the world in the field at the Honda. Moving it to PGA National was a great idea because, like you said, it's a good test, it's a good golf course, and because of the new rules for European players in particular about the exemptions, the number going from down to basically 11 when you include the Players' Championship. A lot of guys have decided to use this as one of their number in order to get ready for Augusta. The scheduling is just perfect, and the tournament has really benefited. I mean, Lee Westwood, who until 48 hours ago was the number 1 ranked player in the world, is there. Charles Schwartzel is there. I mean, there's just so many good players, and for the fans in South Florida, it's a great opportunity to get out this weekend and see it.
We're talking to Whit Watson, of course. Looking at your bio, this had to be, you're going on 7 months this week of making your debut on the Golf Channel, but all the sports you covered, Major League Baseball, NBA, all the the Central Florida sports, just talking golf's got to be quite a transition for you. How are you adjusting to that?
Well, they've been wonderful to me. First of all, the people there have been just terrific, and I grew up in Orlando, so I grew up in the game. I mean, I played since I was 10 years old, so talking about golf is easy. It's a joy. I mean, it's an absolute, it's terrific and a lot of fun for me. And this time of year, it is a little tough because usually we're gearing up for an NBA playoff run or spring training in Major League Baseball or what have you. But having a singular focus actually has been kind of refreshing because you can focus on one thing and do it every day. And now that NBC is kind of part of the corporate family, there's a lot of exciting things happening with us on the air. So it's a really good time to be there, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, I get to talk about golf all day. You know, what's wrong with that? If there's a downside, I haven't found it yet.
Well, Whit, we're going to put you on the spot a little bit. You said you've been playing golf since you're 10 years old, and Mike has asked this question of everybody that we've had on the Golf Channel. Now, we're going to take Kelly Tillman out and anybody else that can really play.
This is my question to ask.
Well,
Go
I was going
ahead.
to steal it.
All right.
Where do you fit in on all the anchors on the Golf Central with your game? If we had to have a match play event like we had last week with just the Golf Channel talent.
Pulling out the guys that have been on the tour.
Yeah, and Kelly Tillman. We'll take her out. She played college golf.
That's a great question because I have not had the chance to play with a lot of those guys yet. Todd Lewis and I get out together once in a while to play. You know, you hear stories, and then once in a while you'll see a guy swing on videotape, and I think I'd match up okay. I wouldn't be a 1 seed, but I wouldn't be a 16 either. I think I'd be somewhere in the middle. I might be a 7 or an 8, and I tell you what, I like my chances against that field.
Well, you're the first person who hasn't thrown Steve Sands under the bus. I will say that.
I've never seen him play, but I know that he talks a good game. It would be entertaining to play with him. I can guarantee you that.
Gentlemen, breaking news. The John Daly is Jeremiah Wheat and Lemonade. I just wanted to clarify that because I know you probably wouldn't be able to do the show tomorrow without knowing that. It is Jeremiah Wheat and Lemonade.
That sounds like a health food.
A good friend of mine that owns a tavern in Sioux City where we're broadcasting, Rhonda's Speakeasy, had to provide that detailed information. Jeremiah Wheat and Lemonade is the answer there for you.
I have learned something new today. I've now learned what a John Daly is, and I've now learned there's a drink called Jeremiah Wheat. So I feel doubly informed.
Well, you know, we're just a plethora of information on the tee
right.
in our Hack Nation here. Hey, you know, as you've made this transition, you just got done talking about NBC and the Golf Channel, and you've been in sports for, you know, a couple of decades now. Isn't it impressive, the incredible stretch and the advancement of the Golf Channel and what's happened over there?
Yeah, it's amazing. I told this story to an Orlando Sentinel writer when I first got hired. I interviewed for a job with the Golf Channel straight out of college in 1994 before they went on the air. And it was literally an office with a bunch of boxes and some desks. They didn't even have a studio yet. And to see how far they've come, and if you go back and read some of the news stories when this idea was floated, it was Arnold Palmer and a businessman from Alabama named Joe Lewis who kind of got together and created the Golf Channel. And people didn't think it was going to work. I mean, the idea of one channel dedicated to a single sport was just, you know, that's crazy. Now there's the NFL Network, there's the NBA TV, there's the Tennis Channel, and the Golf Channel was at the forefront of that movement. So I do think it's really a testament to those of us that are recreational players and love the game. People that play the game are passionate about it to a level that's really unmatched, in my opinion, against any other, you know, recreational activity. We're not like runners or cyclists or, you know, anything else in terms of whatever you do on the weekend. Golfers have a passion for it, and I think that it is on their backs that this network has been built. And I'll tell you what, it's amazing to watch, and obviously a lot of fun for us that do love the game.
We got a couple of minutes real quickly. Our buddy Alex Maselli comes on about once a month. He's got ties to Des Moines, Iowa. He went to Drake University for a couple of years, and he did his picks on your show earlier today. Who do you like to win the Honda this week?
You know, the guy that I'm looking at this week is Y.E. Yang, who won the event 2 years ago, missed the cut last year, but I like him for two reasons. One, he's playing really well right now, and you always go with the hot hand in golf, more so, in my opinion, than history on the course. You just go with the guys that are playing well. He had a good match play. And he also, historically, plays well on tough courses. He does have a PGA championship to his name, and he has a history of playing well under adverse conditions. The best defense that PGA National offers is length, water, and wind, because there's no elevation changes, obviously, in South Florida. And if the wind picks up, you know, it's going to be a tough couple of days out there. So I like him because of his patient nature and the fact that right now he's playing pretty well. I think Alex picked Lee Westwood
to
win. Yeah. Which is interesting because I think Westwood's got a little bit extra, you know, giddy up in his step because he has a chance to take back the #1 ranking. If he wins the event this week, he's #1 in the world again. Interesting pick. I wouldn't go against that, but I like my guy Y.E. Yang.
Whit Watson, you're a great addition to the Golf Channel. We're Golf Channel geeks. We certainly hope to get you on more often, and we certainly appreciate you taking time to join us on a busy week down there in Florida on the tee.
I look forward to talking to you guys again, and thanks very much for the time. Great to talk to you.
You bet. Whit Watson, he's been 7 months on the 7th over there on the desk at Golf Central, and I don't know if you read his bio, but the guy, Tampa Bay Rays, Orlando Magic, NHL, Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, if it's a professional sport or collegiate sport in Central Florida, he has been in the midst of it and on ESPN as well.
Yeah, love it. I love the additions of that, and then the morning show. That's when I catch
Morning
Golf
show.
Central.
I've been watching now. You got me on.
I'm
the
so
morning show.
old. I get up at 5:30.
Well, we're
going to
build
it.
our studio comparable to that here in the next quarter, and it'll be good to see you boys back in the studio eventually. Even though I didn't recognize you 20 pounds lighter, Kusama. Oh. I'm Mike Ricker for Judd Gibb, Jay Horton. Remind you to keep it in the short grass, hit them straight. God bless America.